don't like not gonna like name, of course, but like I hear you. And I get into a space, a lot of times people see me and they're like, oh, well, you don't get it because you talk white and you talk like them. Oh God!
No,
come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like your situation isn't the same as mine because you can go in the room and you can talk about whatever. It's so different for you because you get. It's like, how? Right. They still gotta talk to me first. You know what I'm saying? I still walk in the door and I'm still the same black person, but also, it's work. If you know people who knew me before the new me, you know what I'm saying? Like I still see people right now. I saw a friend a while ago and he's like, man, you're just. The streets used to love you, and now you're like, not on like, you know, you're on to the streets now, and it ain't but like, I see you now, and it's just like,
you're tisk.
That's not
like,
the old, label. It's
now
like you're not
label.
The same person, and it's like, that was work though.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I don't know, I realized that I don't have the, I don't know what it's called, but like, I can't walk in a room and make them, I can make them take me as I am, but also I'm walking into their room. Right. You know what I mean? So like, what's the turn on and turn off? Because I know people who are trying to make it, who are trying to do stuff, and who, you know what I'm saying? I haven't made it or like whatever, but I'm trying. Yeah. And I know there are things like that I need to do, but it's plenty of people that I feel like don't. And feel like, oh, well, I'm not going to go in and be somebody else. Nobody's asking to be somebody else, but like, what's you know what I mean? And I know you from your background and stuff like that. Like, what for real was the? Oh, I can't keep going like this.
I know I wanted to.
Like for real though, you know what I mean?
For real. My turning point was I got tired of being sick and tired. Period. I got tired of being in the situation that I was in. I felt stuck. I felt confined. I felt like I got to break free. I felt like I was in bondage within my own self. And so, but I knew I had a lot in me. Like I said, head full of knowledge. I'm smart.
Of course, own it.
I do. I do. I'm very smart. But you know, being able to talk, that was what was going to take me to the next level. And so instead of muting myself, because that's where it started here.
Yeah.
Being quiet, not talking, you know, being a pushover, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I said, I can no longer be in that space anymore. I know I got to come and get everything that's owed to me. You understand?
But you have to go get it.
Yeah, I had to go get. I had to.
You have to.
But you had that drive.
I
what
did.
You're saying is like, what made you say, okay, I had to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where?
I
think you said it. You get sick and tired of it. You
wake
up one day and you're just like, I don't want to do this.
I don't want this life. I don't want this life anymore.
Yeah.
But so it's the discomfort.
Yeah, that was very uncomfortable. Very.
But if you can go in the room and become who they need you to be and be efficient and take the pats on the back, you'll be fine as long as you have. Everyone doesn't have the ability to be complacent.
Yeah.
That's an ability.
I'll tell y'all real quick. When I got ready to see, I watched this place from when I was down here at the first location where I was raised. This place had been abandoned for years. I watched it. Went to the suites out there. Came back, it was a sale sign right here. I'm like, there's somebody trying to buy this. You know, because it had been abandoned for so long. So then I was like, well, Lord, if it's for me, it's going to be for me. Whatever. Came back over the sale sign, gone. I'm like, somebody bought this place. Who bought this place? So, girl, I had just left the gym. So I had old t-shirt on, some leggings, honey. A mess. Hair all over my head. So I said, okay, I'm going to ask. Because there was some people standing outside and they was preparing a place. And you could tell that they was remodeling it and stuff like that. And I was like, do you all happen to know who bought this place? They was like, yeah, it's the insurance man next door. I said, really? They was like, yeah, you know, he's getting it ready. I said, okay, this is my opportunity. I had a bottle of water in my car. I poured it all in my head. I had a cardigan just like that, and I had some heels in my back seat. Baby had some red lipstick.
Opportunity.
Red lipstick. Threw it back, honey. I walked in that insurance company like I was Diana Ross,
That's right.
Rita Franklin,
All of it.
all of it, honey, because I was coming for this.
Yeah.
I was coming for it, and I was confident about it, and I was like, "Hello, Mr. Christopher so-and-so. I am so interested in looking at the place over next door." That's when knowing how to talk
Right.
had to come into play because, I see y'all doing something. He would have been like,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, not you. With this wet hair.
right, with this way, but you know, I got a curl on it. You know, it was kind of juiced up, a little swinging a little bit. Okay, so you know, I was like, all right,
I love her.
listen. So girl, he showed me this place. And I walked through and I was like, ugh, it was rough. It didn't look nothing like this.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I told him, I'll take it.
There you go. Just do
I'll
it.
take it.
Yeah.
He did everything in here. I didn't have to pay a dime.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's what's up. Dang.
I didn't pay nothing for this place to be renovated.
Yeah.
He asked me what I wanted. He did it all. And it was an easy transition. Right over in here. I just bought what I had.
Yeah.
Cleaned it up, bought what I had.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, when something is meant and you so intentional about it,
There you go.
it happens.
Yeah.
You can't be scared. You can't be worried. You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
And it's typically right on the other side of that fear, that scariest moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just gotta do it.
it was just, you know, journaling, because anxiety
It's
and
real.
fear is the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same, it'll do the same thing to you.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, you know what? Get out my way. I'm coming in here. Okay? So, yeah, that's how this happened. And, you
It's
know,
wild how when you lean in, it.
Lean in.
Yeah. The
Right?
universe like, okay, I hear you.
And even if you gotta
I hear
lean in
you.
by yourself, you're gonna lean in with somebody
Yeah.
else. Like, you gotta lean.
Yeah.
you got to lean
You gotta
in.
lean.
You got to just go. When he say move, how whatever y'all move.
Yeah.
Just do it and don't worry about it. Don't let an amount of money stop you from doing it. Don't let a naysayer say you can't do it. Just do it.
A lot of people are afraid of no, but they don't realize that a lot of times no comes with a like a justification, right? No, because.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people quit at the no, but if you get the because and make your plan based on that, it becomes a yes.
That's so fun. I swear I just tweeted
Yeah.
it was just like well, I'm just saying because I remember at the top of the year, so 2018, I'm not gonna get into my whole long story, but like come out of 2018 and 2019, oh, I was broken. Like for real. Like personal life, business life, all kind of stuff. Like a place that I never thought that I would ever be. And it was just kind of like one of those things like, damn, people see me a certain way. I can't be here. And because I can't be here, who do I ask for help? Because I'm supposed to be the one that's got it together. So it was like, what am I doing? I mean, like, I had no job. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just kind of like, what are my choices? So I tweeted and I was like, it's funny. I remember at the top of the year crying behind some no's. You get a no and that shit feel like it crushed your whole dream. Now where I'm at and like planning myself for 2020, it's like, let's get these no's out the way. I know I gotta run through about 5 of them joints before I get to where I am. And one thing I kind of realized is like, a lot of this shit is a test. Everybody can say they want to be. So when I was little, I was going to the WNBA.
Hello.
I was gonna, I was going to Duke. I was going to Duke.
Okay.
Or UConn. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I got fucking tired of going to basketball practice every day of the week. It wasn't for me. I wasn't finna work out like that. So I think a lot of times we forget, like, people say anything worth having is not easy, and I think a lot of times we get in this space of like, come on, bro, with the quotes again, like whatever, but it's for real. So if you can't make it past these first 5 no's, did you want it?
Right.
Was it really supposed to be your? Yeah.
Because Because everybody ain't supposed to be the boss. We gonna need some workers.
Yes.
Some
Yes.
people who couldn't handle the no, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you what yes looks like, but come on.
Yeah.
And I'll take good care of you while you're here. But it's not.
Yeah.
What it is.
Everybody ain't
Yeah,
supposed to be
and
the boss.
it's realizing that it's taking a
Everybody's
one
not.
thing.
And not.
They're not.
But everybody won't realize that, and they'll still keep trying to do boss stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Too many chiefs and not enough
enough
Indians.
Indians. Good leaders create a.
Look, get out the way. Get out of here.
So even if you got right, if you got two bosses, and you know, like right now is not my time to speak.
Yeah, I gotta
Something
walk
that
away.
simple. Let me move and let this person be it, because at the end of the day, we still gonna go together.
Yeah.
If what you're doing is genuine, if what you're doing is truly like, I believe in your craft, I know you can do what you do. What you're doing is
You
genuine.
know, like, finna make me cry.
It's gonna grow.
I feel like a lot of times, like, America is like the place you can do anything. You come here and be like whatever. So if that's the vibe, and we grew up like that, you know, you can do whatever you want, whatever you put your mind to, you do it. Cool. I grew up on that, and then I get on Instagram or whatever, or even on TV, and Ellen's got the next person who just decided, oh, I'm gonna do. I've been making wigs for a year in my basement. My wigs is fly. My friends wear my wigs, and I got this many people. Now I'm a wig business or a stylist or whatever. And even myself, like I feel some kind of way calling myself a makeup artist. I'm not trained. I don't have no background. I will do whatever, but it's hard not to get caught up in being in that space and think like, oh, okay, well, old heads don't got to tell me what to do because I figured it out and I can make a certain amount of money, and I don't think that I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? Or how I'm doing it is wrong. This is just how I do business. So what is like what's the fix? You know what I mean? Like, what is there a fix, or does it just all break down and then?
It's the foundation.
It
You
is.
have to have the foundation laid. That's what's going to sustain someone who just jumps out there and makes the millions and all this and that. But what happens when don't nobody buy your product no more?
Opportunity means preparation is success, not you can just make hair. Like you said, because what happens when someone doesn't buy your product any longer? Now you got a closet full of wigs that didn't work out. And I think a lot of people take opportunities without being prepared. Because then, you know, we carry titles. I think we've had this conversation when you don't have the back, you know, the foundation isn't laid for you to have this title. So now people are expecting you to live up to that. And so that's your name. You know, like, people know you for nutrition. I was like, nobody knows me. He's like, yes, you do. And I'm like, well, I guess since I'm always looking at what people are eating, they probably, you know, my dear friend told me, she's like, Erica, you're rough. She's like, people have been eating like this their whole lives. You can't just expect them to. And I'm like, you know, okay. But then when I sit there and you tell me, well, I wake up and I have to have a Baconator and I can't control what my face does. I'm like, oh, okay. And I hear Chelsea, don't be rough. Don't be rough. You know, give people love. But you've now given yourself some titles. And when you give yourself these titles, if you don't care how they're addressing you, but you're answering to it. You know, so if so when people say things to me like, oh, I listen, and I'm like, oh, okay, do they know me for nutrition? And I never want to second guess what have I said to somebody. So then we take the time to educate ourselves and be prepared for the opportunity that comes along, because doors are open for anything if the energy is right and the universe has aligned. You can call it universe, Buddha, God, whatever you want to call it, but it's something greater than you at work in all of us. And if you're not prepared for that, you'll just have a whole bunch of people sitting around like, oh, I'm a boss, oh no, I'm a boss lady, or I'm this, or I'm that. And it's like, well, are you?
Right.
Speak.
But there's a lot. You said something about you're self-taught. Like, self-taught means something. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people who have been institutionalized and they've gone through the process, but they didn't really learn.
Yeah.
So they got the title or the license or the I forget the lady I was following, but she said something yesterday about being a life coach. A life coach isn't a certification you just get. It's the ability to teach people based on your life experiences.
Exactly.
There's no piece of paper that can tell you that you're a life coach if you ain't been through nothing.
Yeah.
So, you know, even if you've taught yourself makeup, you always look good. Ain't that enough? You know? So,
I would like for it to be, but I think for me it's like this space of being respectful to people who have. So I totally understand what you're saying, but I know that's a me thing. That there is and I it's because I've been with you guys and I've traveled with y'all and I know the hours that y'all put in the industry to be able to do whatever, and I get that there are a lot of people. I mean, I am on the gram all the time, and I see people that are like, oh yeah, I'm this and I'm that, and I see their work, and it's like, all right, girl.
But it's based on the
That's
work,
the
not
point of time.
the person.
True.
Because even like singers, you can have one trained singer and one not. We're going to jam them both if they sing it.
Yeah.
You know? So we can respect her and all her training and where she's come from and equally respect you too. As long as y'all can do it. Because that's really where the nitpicking sometimes is between the people in the same field sometimes.
Yeah.
But the same people with the same licenses or tenure are going to nitpick her too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's more of the mutual respect of each other's craft and individually versus, you know, the knowledge you have. Because it's too easy to question someone else's knowledge. That's just what people do.
Yeah.
If somebody is in the room.
That is what people do.
Like that's
They're gonna. I don't care if I did say I was in the industry 20 years. Well, can you do this or can you do that? Have you been there? Or did you go to Paul Mitchell? Or did you go? I mean, and it's like, no, I didn't go there, but I have the skill and I have the know-how and I have the, you know, the will. Not just the skill, but I have the will and I'm consistent. And I'm steadfast and unmovable, so I mean, you know, so you know, but I'm still teachable. I'm still coachable. Right. I can still sit back and be open-minded and hear somebody else's perspective on what they have.
So, you know, I had to go get the degrees, and it's not, you know, for nothing other than certain people like to see certain letters.
I hear you.
And if we're going to do it together, we went to a business networking thing, right? And if we're going to do it together and you don't have the letters and I have the letters, but you have the this, let's put that together. So I have to respect that you self-taught yourself. So if you self-taught yourself, you got 20 years in this, but you don't have an MBA or a PhD behind it, and I do, come on.
That part.
Come on.
That's the cooperative.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's the cooperative.
You know, I love social media. I do. I also don't like it because it doesn't make people take time to figure out their why. It's just instant gratification, so you have a platform where a whole bunch of people can hear what you have to say. Sometimes you need to shut up. Like sometimes what you're saying is not what is necessary at the time.
That's right.
But
it's enough people that's gonna tell you, yes, girl, yeah, keep on.
Just because I just like her
Because
stuff.
people love mess.
Hello.
People love mess. They love it. They love mess. Period.
Yeah.
Juicy mess.
And that's one thing I've had to pull myself back from because I know. Listen, new me doesn't do that.
Growing.
You know what I'm saying? Growing me. I can fully recognize who I've been, what I've done. I'm not gonna sit here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like, who am I to be in this space to uplift black women when I know I've hurt black women? And I know that I've done stuff. But I'm keeping it on though. I'm being for real.
That's
Because
real.
a lot of times I know I gotta check myself because I'm like,
Amen.
Because if sis went off, shit could really go off and I need to chill. So so I recognize that, but also in my growth, it's like, cool, I don't do a lot of that no more. So for me to get into a space sometimes with people and it's like, oh, we here, we doing whatever, you're for me, you might know there's like an opposition or something going on and I'm sitting with you and you are going in on these people. And then the next thing I see is y'all on the gram kicking it and this opportunity and this is like,
really?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like where do you even, we could sit here and talk or whatever, where do you find the real space? And it feels like it's a lot of people. And I don't know if it's just because where we're at in this social space or like whatever, but it's very much, I'm going to get what I can get where I'm going to get it. So
I didn't like being in the front and hearing the people behind me who knew but didn't get recognition. That was my downfall in the military. Like, yeah, but such and such told me. Like, I want him in the front. Like, at least stand with me. You know, and you can't do that in certain environments because we're groomed to think only one of us can make it.
Especially as black women, which is very powerful with what she's saying with partnerships. So it was very humbling when we met. You know, a lot of people were like, "Oh, are you sisters?" We were like, "We just got to know."
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like we all don't look the same.
Yeah.
But it was very humbling because we just kept bumping into each other and talking to each other. And then, you know, she was like, "What do you do?" I was like, "Nothing."
Wow. Just like that.
And she just was like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I make juice." and I have been juicing, like I said, for years. But she sat down with me and she said, "I want to know what you know." And that was so to me, I was like, wow, really? And I could have gotten the ego like, oh yeah, I know this and I know that. I didn't. I was like, let's learn together. Or and she was like, I support you, sis. You know that, grab your arm and come on, because if you don't know and you scared to say you don't know, then let's figure this out together. That's what she did. And that's how the juicing station became the juicing station. It was not I had this knowledge and she had that knowledge, and then we kind of put it together and it was like, we want everybody to know. And I think that's one thing that stops us, is that especially women of color, we're taught to not share. And I'm like, we got enough for everybody. We birthed the world. What can we not, like you said, what can we not do? And it's not just an American thing. We come from ancestors walking behind us like, this is you, stand tall and do it. And if your sister can't, then help me. Let me hold your hand. I made a post one time about, I used to play a game with my cousins, and we would hold hands and run, and everybody would link up. And I was like, I want to do that as an adult. I want to link up with you in, the spot, and I want to link up with you, and let's keep on it. Everybody else link up too, because if we do you can go far as a force together.
You can.
You don't have to be, you could be the only one in the room, texting like, dang girl, I'm the only one in the room, you got anything, you can shoot me a text and say real quick. I think I texted her last night like, I'm out of my element. Here, we don't have enough of that now amongst us. And so, that's why I can respect all the cooperatives and collectives and the manifests and I can, and your time is valuable, so you of course want to feel like you're getting something from it. But when we can come together and be like, let's link up. For nothing other than, I want you to succeed. I don't care. I just want you to succeed.
That's enough.
Everyone's posting this like Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss everything. Black was first. We don't need their approval. Like just because they're clapping on TV, what you mean? She'll call me and say, you ain't got there yet, or she'll do something like, girl, I love you. I'm her Nigeria all the time, and she's mine.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm yours, and I'm yours,
That's
and I'm
right.
who needs. We all need that, but we do that, and we can't dim our light. Like you're not gonna not shine brighter because we just
run out of here. I'm about to run up out of here.
We gotta keep it balanced. Like it's not like that all the time. You know what I mean? Like one thing that I've kind of like, as I've gotten to the end of this year and like some of the stuff I'm looking at, like I've done a lot and I've met a lot of people this year, and I sat down with my best friend is also my business partner in one of my like situations, and I'm like, I'm here at the end of the year. I did all this stuff with all these people, and it's like most of them are not my friends. Like not at all. Like not even. It's not on some like, oh, we're just supposed to be chummy and blah blah blah. But it's like a genuine, for real. I knew if I was, like you said, in some shit, I could call them. I knew if I had something going on, they would be there to support just for the sake of support. Now some of them, yes, but it's quite a few I could look at the end and it was just like, oh, well, that was like mutually beneficial. So it was cool and it worked out. But it's like,
but it's crumbs, It's
but I feel like that's how a lot of people, especially I think when you get into certain spaces, like being in spaces that I think that we don't take up a lot. Like, so I'm being a blogger and a content creator, like a black one, like you still put black on it. You know what I mean?
Why not the black one?
But it is. And I know it's salons and stylists all over the place, and it's you would want y'all to be best friends, everybody kick it and do pass clients along. And so like I with my clients that I work with, they always say, oh, I refer them to this person, this and that, and I marvel at this boys club of I couldn't do it, here you go. Oh, I sent them to this place, this person called me, and I'm like, I know people who would act like they never heard that anyone else in the world did what they did. It will book you out 5 months from now versus turning you on to somebody else. And it's like, how? Like, is it, we say it's enough for all of us. Is it?
It is.
You know what I mean? Or like, do we just feel like we like dying of thirst and can't get the, like, what?
It depends on the person.
There it is.
It depends on the person. It just depends, because a lot of people operate out of a low frequency, low energy place.
But they're surviving, and so
and
what happens?
And it's sad.
We're each other succeed more, and get out of that. I gotta survive. It's got to be me, and that's what happens. Everybody's like, I just need to survive, or I just need to make it, and it's like, no, you just need to live.
But we also need to starve out certain things, right? Because out of habit or connection, we feed certain things that are not positive, right?
Well,
Amen.
People with negative qualities,
Amen.
people who are constantly not supporting. Why pour into who ain't pouring back?
well,
Hello.
Right?
that's it.
So whether it's with our community, whether it's within our field, there's certain people who don't deserve those referrals, but people do off a good name. So they doing bad work back to back to back. You know, people who never show up, but we always invite them, and then have the nerve to feel some type of way that they didn't show up.
Hello.
So it takes
You see,
some
girl.
self-accountability,
You see,
right?
girl.
Because I cut ties with people that I was overly connected to, right? Because we've been friends 20 years. But by definition, not friends at all. And I can never, and I will never blame them, because why did I continue to call you my friend and you weren't? And you were hurting me, and you were absent, and you were a part of the problem. So we can't, we have to, with any culture change, with any new fad, one person did it first. So we have to be willing to be that one person. That's so I'm ending this year with the word intentional. That was my word from when I got out the military. Intentional.
That's how I started.
So
that was my
You started there.
Yeah, I would say over and over, and I don't think we think about that. It's just the do, but it's not why, and then the outcome. And not to cut you off, but that's just
because even like if you're making a list, right? So she threw me a birthday party, and like, who do you want to come? I already had the list of my aunties, my cousins, my everybody that had to be there. That would have been miserable if she had not said, but no, who do you really want to spend your day with?
Amen.
Even down to it being the holiday season. My mom is having, it's right like this much under a stroke because I'm not putting a Christmas tree up. And I used to be all Christmas tree matching pajamas, all that. But for me, it's the energy. My kids haven't done anything to deserve that. So why put the energy into decorating my house to look this picture perfect way that's going to look great Christmas morning? But in 5 years, when I've given my kids everything they've ever wanted and they've never met one standard, I'd be upset with them for failing at their adult life.
Hello.
No. You know, so it's really about the intentionality of making y'all said something earlier about people not doing stuff, like they have the intent but they didn't do. Your intentions have to match your actions, right? Because if those two don't match, nothing else will. If I'm not acting based on what I intend, it's going to be an argument, whether it's in the world or within me, right? If I wanted to be in a relationship but I was constantly with other people, it ain't working. If I want to save money but I'm constantly swiping my car,
Well,
it's not working. And we
listen.
Simple things like that. It's just A plus B equals C.
Yeah.
We act like it's so much deeper than that.
It's not though.
So if you start with yourself, people run away from me because they don't want to hear what I'm going to say. Like, I'm going to tell you that you can do great. I'm going to also tell you, well, what did you do in that situation that
But they
failed?
don't want to hear it.
Nobody wants to hear
They don't
self-accountability. No one wants to hear reassurance.
Girl, get out the West Side. Girl.
For real though, like nobody wants to be reassured because it's self-doubt is easier.
Yeah.
Self-doubt and pity party gives you a Facebook post